Well, hello there, Vicky here. I hope everybody is well. Coming to you from our basket that is just about finished. So I've looked in there and I've found some envelopes. Now, it's not that long ago I did do a video on envelopes with windows. I was at that stage I was going to use the coffee stained, and I didn't like it. Now I've got three different lots. I've got window envelopes that I made. Then I've got these ones that haven't been coffee dyed, and at some stage you'll see, or I've already uploaded it, that I did end up doing some of the coffee stained envelopes. And one of the things that bothered me is I thought that, the acetate got a little bit smudgy, or it wasn't quite as clear, and it was too wrinkly. And then I looked at it and realised that's actually what made it really, really nice. So I ended up doing them as well. So I'm a bit crazy. So all I've done there is I've opened up the top or the side of it so that we can open it up, and then I've cut off the ends, which, whoops, no, I forgot to do it, so I'm doing that now. So I cut the two ends off it. I cut up to make it shorter, and I've found something to do with that end that's got the stamp on it. So with that, you can see the little V there, that's where the flap folds over. You'll probably see me at some stage just glue it up a little bit. Just need to be careful that you glue that, because if you don't glue that down, obviously whatever you glue on top of it's going to flap around. So this is some of my beautiful Russian text. I've still yet to get some of them up in the shop to give you the opportunity to buy some, because it's absolutely wonderful. So all I'm doing at the moment is I'm just lining the inside. So when the tag or whatever you put in there isn't in there, you'll see something nice other than just the back of the envelope. Anyway, I haven't even got around to saying, hi, how are you? There you are, you just saw me glue that down the envelope like I was saying. That's actually the flat bit. It's best just to make sure that you do that. That way you won't get any bubbles when you put your coloured paper down. I hope you all are well. This is I'm nearing the end of the videos that I had that were waiting for voiceovers and editing. So I'm doing this while I'm recovering, and my recovery is going absolutely beautiful. I'm all better except trying to put my neck down to look what I'm doing for any length of time. Hurts a little bit, but hey, that's fine. I'm going great guns. So here we are. Now I'm using printables for this project with the envelopes, and I've apologised before and I will apologise again. I had a really, really good system of making sure I always knew whose printables I was using. And then in my fog, I didn't use my system, and I have just got a big pile of papers. And honestly, I haven't been up to going through and sorting out who they are. Please accept my apology. I will endeavour to do a lot better for you in the future, because the work that you put into these printables is incredible. And I'm scared to say who I think they might be in case I get it wrong. I think on a couple of them I knew who they were, and I wrote them down and I held it up towards the camera, so hopefully you might be able to pick up on those ones. I should take the time to go through and see, but the amount of time it's going to take me to go through my drawer to figure out my files, I'm just never going to get this video up. So Thank you to everybody who have given me the beautiful papers. So my idea of patchworking these is not really patchwork at all. It's definitely done with the theme of the page that I'm using. I just wanted to do them that way. I will go crazy one day and just do patchwork ones, a little bit here, a little bit there. But I don't think I did it on the coffee dyed papers either. I've used three different patterns for each of these envelopes, and each envelope has got its own designer, own designers papers on it. To the best of my ability, that's what I've done. So I think I've chopped a lot of this out, because once you get the gist of what I'm doing, you don't need to be seeing me gluing all the time. So as we go along, you'll see me doing a bit of one and then a bit of another, but you'll be able to tell if I'm on the same envelope, because it will be pretty much the same designer. And so I've already done it. Now I'm thinking that could even be wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not going to commit now to what I said about each envelope being exclusive of one designer. Just accept the fact that I'm clueless and doing these envelopes to make them look as pretty as what I'd like them to be. And I am really happy with the way they've turned out. And since I've been home, I've been down in my craft room a couple of times, and I've started to make the ephemera to go in these envelopes. And the two I've done, I think they look absolutely beautiful. So I'm hoping you do too. And they're really, at the end of the day, they're so easy to do. And it's fun. It just relaxes. Once again, it's like me playing with scraps. It just relaxes me. And this, I believe, is even though you saw these amongst papers, what these were in basket number 2, because I didn't think that I would do another one of these since I've already done quite a few, but I changed my mind. I took them out of what is basket number 2. I took them out of number 1 and put them in what now is number 2, and what we'll be looking at next. So they did come out of number 1, and these envelopes are the last to be done. I did a stack of collage, so we'll have to start doing a video. I will have to start doing a couple of videos, and hopefully you'll all play along with me and start making things out of these masterboards. No point having masterboards everywhere if you're not going to use them. And now I might have one basket empty, but I've got a stack of masterboards to do, which I think is a little bit funny, really. So now we'll just have to look at them and see what we can get from them, and just have some fun with them. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that will be fun. I've got so many things to do going around in my head to show you and hopefully inspire you. Just look out, world, when I'm back in my craft room. Graham might have to go on to meals, and the dogs might just have to fend for themselves. Although, having said that, all these dogs do is sit and sleep near me and bark, particularly during the day, and especially when Graham's away. They bark, they're funny. But right now it's night time, so I've got the little one laying next to me, and I've got the big one down on the floor. So they're usually very quiet at night and let me do this. This is all stuff I've told you already. I'm sorry. It's a bit hard to have news. Oh, I do have news. Graham and I and a very good friend of ours on Wednesday night went out to dinner, and we went on to QPAC to watch the Australian Ballet Company perform Swan Lake, and we were very excited about going to see it, and they did not disappoint. It was absolutely beautiful. Just thoroughly enjoyed it, all three of us. So it's something that we will be doing again. It's like when it comes to buying people gifts these days, it's really very, very difficult because we all are blessed with having plenty and plenty of everything. And it's like, why are we turning ourselves inside out to figure out what to, if it's not handmade, which makes an excellent gift, it's different and it, wherever you get it from could even be a bit quirky, but it's unique. Or you buy memories instead, like a birthday gift of dinner and a show of some description. So you're making memories without collecting all this stuff. And I think all this stuff that we have can bog us down at times. And I get like that in my room, and I've only got myself to blame. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to doing, is to start using things. I've become really, really good. I would never touch all my new stuff because, I just had to wait until I was better. I just had to wait until I was better at doing it. I can't touch that. I'm not good enough to do that yet. And if you think that sounds crazy, you're absolutely right. It is just, it's bonkers. It's like if you've got stuff, you've bought it, use it. And if you haven't been doing this for very long, I think the greatest advice I would give you is pretty much the same advice every creator, and particularly junk journaler will give you. You do not need everything. You hardly need anything at all. So if you look at me and you say I've got all these printables, I've got. I do. I have so much. I'm spoilt. I know that, and I know I've got too much. But from my perspective, knowing that I've got a huge amount of stuff, I tell you that so that you don't make the same mistake as me. I'm not bragging. It's got nothing to do with me going, I've got all this stuff, you need to have it too. Absolutely nothing at all to do with that. It's simply telling you that the more you get, the more confusing it can be. Simple as that. Now with these cards, you can see there's quite a bit of white on the other side. Now that's for a closure. So it's going to have a wraparound closure. And not in this one, I don't think, in these, but the ones I made last. I'm not, or they might have even been the ones that are in one for me that's uploaded ready for you to see. I did the policy policy envelope closure at the bottom. I'm not sure whether I started doing that halfway through these, but I decided that I'd go with that that closure for the bottom as well as the top. So here I am just making sure everything is glued down. I'm also, by me fiddling a little bit, it gives a chance that if any little bit of glue that got on the inside, by the time I finish fiddling around, it'll be nice and dry and I won't be gluing the envelope shut. So I'm just taking a little bit of paper here, as you can see, and I'm just going to put it down the bottom for no other reason than I think it looks nice. Just break up that page and just to try and add to it a little bit. just to give a little bit of definition. Now, I know definitely that patterned paper, copy paper with the pattern on it that I've used to go over the fold, that is Paper Inspirations. Sue, so that's her coffee dyed. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's in, I don't know, I'm scared I'm going to say the wrong thing, but it could possibly, this one at the back here, I have got papers from Len Art. So it's Len, capital ART, one word, studio maybe. So I've got a couple of his sets. They're beautiful. But the one on the other side it's throwing me a little bit. It looks different, like a different style, the two of them, but I like them together. It could be the same. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm not the only one that gets ourselves in such a muddle. We don't know which way's up. I don't do anything with malice. I certainly try to be transparent and fair to everybody. So I'm just I think what I've done is I've done this one from start to finish so that you can see what I'm doing. And then once we get this one done, I believe we will just be seeing bits and pieces of what's going on. And I forgot to check where the ending is. So this might be a this might be a video where I have to go blah, 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 blah. That's me talking really fast, by the way, sound effects, to finish up in time. If I do, that's okay. Although I can keep talking after the video's finished. We'll see how we go. We're doing it all. I'm just trying to rough those edges up a little bit, make them curl a bit, a little bit of a rip in them. Just trying to make it look a bit different with everything I do. So there's not much else I can say about that. Oh, today it is the 27th, I think. The 27th of October in East Queensland. At the end of October, it has been cold today. Graham said he's frozen all day, and getting out in the wind, it's really, really cold. And it's not supposed to be like that. I mean, I don't like the humidity, but I've been waiting for it to get warmer and warmer so I can get into the pool. Now, after this and a cold night, I might be back to where I began. And I don't mind the water cold. So you know it's really cold when I don't get in and stay in. When it's really cold, I get in there and I do some walking and I do some stretches because I don't do too good on land, and I'm a water person. So that's what I do when it's really, really cold. But I'm very lucky that I float. I can just lay on the surface and I don't sink. I mean, while I've got air in my body and I'm breathing, I'm sure if I was dead, I'd probably sink to the bottom. But as it is, I just float and I don't move. So I can just float around all day on my back and I'd be fine. And that gives me such relief. It just frees my whole body up and I'm weightless. And it feels just beautiful. So for any of you out there that suffer from chronic pain, if you don't have a pool, which is fine. I mean, this is the first time we've ever had a pool, and it's such a privilege. I just love it. There will be a public swimming pool near you somewhere where you could go, and even if you don't swim, just do some laps and just sort of go to where it's up to your neck and just lift your knees up and down, and the water just takes our weight, and it really is a good way just to feel less pain and to relax. So I finally finished fiddling, I think, with this, and no, a bit more. But wait, there's a bit more. I think I might have kept too much of the making of this in. What do you think? I do fuss and carry on. So I just want to really make sure it's nice and flat. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut that closure, that wraparound closure. Oh no, I haven't got it exactly right at the bottom, so we'll see a slither of something getting cut off, which really is quite ridiculous. You just see how much that was, just enough to annoy me. Up the other end too, so we're going to cut it off too. So it's going to be straight. That's all I can say is it's going to be nice and straight. So now I'm going to cut some off there because it is too, I can see why I'd be cutting some off there because it is a little bit too wide. So there we go, we've got it all cut. And we might even, no, wasn't straight enough. We've, we've really got to laugh, don't we? It's just a crack up. It really serious. I've got to laugh at myself. Otherwise, I don't know. I think I'd have to get Graham to peg me to the clothesline by my ears till I woke up to myself. So now I'm just going to put a score line down there. It just makes it fold over nicer if you can do that. If you don't have a scoreboard, a dry pen, a ballpoint pen with no ink left in it, and a ruler, that would help you. I've done that before. And also too, if you've got a fairly thin ruler, you can just fold it up over the ruler and it'll come down. So I'm putting a thumb notch up the top, and I've got to ink that little bit. And at some stage this will be finished. Oh, there we go. I'm closing. So you wonder why I use so many different glues. The arc glitter glue is great because you can put a fine bead along and just poke it in under little bits that you want to down. The Aleene's is good glue, but it's I don't know, it's as good as any glue. But I find the application of it a little bit, the way it comes out, I'm not overly fussed with that. And I've got one that sits upside down and it tends to bubble a little bit, so I'm not happy with it. And then I've got a big bottle of just clear silicone craft glue, and I use that for big areas. And then of course I've still got the stick glue, so they don't really. I've got a little holder to put them in on the side, and I just use different ones for different things that I'm doing. So there we go. We've got our first envelope, and just checking. Yep, we're right. Nothing's sticking. It's good to go. So now what are we doing? We're doing the next one. So we're just getting everything ready. So this is like the diamond. Uh, that is a scrapbook paper, I believe, and I think it could be Kaiser Craft. I'm thinking. I do believe that's what it is, and I'm just going to go. We're just going to go now where I will do some of it just so that you get the colours and the pattern and what I'm using, but I won't show you all the way through. No, I forgot to ink the edge of that, so I'm here trying to do it after I've glued it. No, you probably heard Louis scratching then. He got up and had a stretch, and you probably hear him scratching around. He wanted to get underneath the blankets. Poor little Poppet's feeling the cold. We can't have that now, can we? So I've got the top and bottom done over, under and over the window, and I'm just, see, that's the big silicone craft glue that I use. It's more economical to use that, and it covers a bigger area quicker. And I've never had any trouble with it letting me down. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Didn't know it was that complicated, but hey, I got there in the end. It really is quite pretty paper. I quite like it. It's different. So that one's going to be a pink, and then that, and this one, yeah, this is another piece of coffee paper, pattern coffee paper by Paper Inspirations. And I've pretty much stuck with that because it's a thin copy paper and it just takes the bulk out on that fold and get it sitting a whole much better, doesn't it? And just it sits better if you've just got that thinner paper on. And I've used thinner paper. I mean, you can print it out. They're printables. You can print it out on whatever GSM you want to. But for what I wanted just the thinner paper, the copy paper. So now I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm starting a new one, but no, I'm not sure. Now what I came to realise is get this scored, particularly so you've got that mark on the inside. When you start doing it and you can see the centre crease on the inside, score it then, because it can become quite difficult to find the centre, and it's easy enough to go crooked. But if you score that line in from the inside first of all, you will find that it'll go easier. And now we're just getting the fold organised. So there we go, we've got it ready to go. I didn't honestly think I'd showed this much of all of them. So that just looks really nice all set in there. Now we're getting the paper on the inside. It doesn't matter when you do it, I guess, as long as you do it. And I think I forgot to do the thumb hole at the front. But it's a wide enough gap there that I can get the... Oh no, I remembered it just in time, look. And there we've got it. Just in the nick of time. But I don't think I did the bottom. I got the bottom to do. I do prefer the policy envelope fold for the bottom, but these won't ever come apart. I can't see that happening. So it's not a big deal. I guess it's just personal choice. So we've got 2 done now. What did I say? There were 7 of them. So I guess you'd call this a mass make. 7? I don't know. How many does it have to be more? And I think with mass makes, what other people do, they actually put a time limit on themselves. They don't cheat like me. I just mass make, and I ignore timelines. I just do it until I'm either sick of it or I've run out of them. And I do quite a few at a time, but I think 7 might constitute. Who knows? I'll say it does and call it a mass make. Okay, so I'm still fussing here. I'm just putting a bit of printed page on the back. It's the same Russian text. Just getting that straight. I wonder what everybody's been up to. I'd really love it. We've got a Facebook page, B and Me. It's open at the moment. You don't have to join. It's something that I need to look into. But I'd absolutely love it if you made some things and posted it on B and Me, so everyone can see it. Now this one you can see I've actually made the envelope and I'm embellishing it. Now the doily that you can see there came from Paper Inspirations. Not 100% sure about the paper I'm putting on there. And then if it doesn't have gold on it, it's not real. I use gold to edge a lot of my things, and I really like it. I guess it's my little signature, if you like. I also like the imitation gold foiling. I like putting that on things as well. Just cheers them up and gives them a little bit of interest. And that's a very pretty envelope that you can see there that I've done, that I'm doing this to put on there. Yet another printable, really beautiful. I like it a lot. So we're just getting ready now. Oh no, I'm doing some more. So I'm going to put that lace that you can see. That is little doilies, and they come from Uniquely Creative. They come in packs. They're very, very good. You get a lot for your money, so I think they're good value. And I'm putting down a little coffee dyed little rosette that comes off a roll. Um, so that goes there. I've used them a little bit sparingly because when I get them, there's pretty much no more. Um, can't be found anywhere. So if you find them, give me a shout because I love them. I really do. I think they're great. So I'm just going to stick that down and I'll put a rosette on top of, in the middle of that. And then I think we're up to just gluing it to the envelope. There we go. That one's finished. And it's got a little bit of paper dyed um, copy paper on the inside, so that that's what you see when the pocket's out of it. So that looks very pretty. And here we've got another one, and this is absolutely amazing. But you're not going to see much of it. That was it. Sorry. Um, it's made out of Minte, Grandma's Attic, which to me is the favourite of the entire range. Grandma's Attic is absolutely lovely. You will see more of these. I'll do a video when I'm doing the tags and whatever else I'm going to be putting in with them. So you'll see a little, if I'm a bit quick with one of them and you think you might like to see it, watch out for the tag. Now that's map. I think that could be Kaiser Craft 12 by 12 as well. It's not a printable. It is definitely a scrapbook. I think it is. So you've got the gist, and I've put lace at the back. So now I'm just going through, and you'll see them all finished, so that you didn't have to sit through me making them all. I didn't think you'd really want to do that. So you've got a quick overview of all of them. Some of them I've put lace on going down the back. That one's the one I love. So it's got lace. Yeah, some of these later ones I've put lace in. So I'll take the opportunity now to say thank you to you very much for watching my video. And please be kind to you and be kind to the person standing next to you. and I hope you like looking at the rest of my envelopes. Bye for now.